Okay, so let me get into it. Before I moved here to Mexico, I worked in law enforcement. I worked in law enforcement for almost 20 years, and I quit. I left with my last paycheck, and I haven't haven't looked back since. I did have a cleaning company, and my cleaning company just collapsed once COVID hit. It was relatively new, and I had acquired all of my staff and everything that I needed, and I was feeling amazing about life. Had everything in place, had an amazing team, and unfortunately, with COVID, I didn't know what to do. I mean, it was literally my very first time ever encountering a pandemic like this in my whole lifetime, and everything was just super scary, and I didn't want to risk my staff putting them in unsafe situations, and I didn't want my clients to feel like, disease was entering our home. So my business just collapsed. And of course, I have Brown Girls Travel, and before the pandemic, everything was fine. I was super busy, and once the pandemic happened again, I lost everything. So I have been rebuilding for these last few years, and with dealing with all of the financial loss that I had to kind of take a step back and reevaluate what I was going to do with my life, and how I was going to earn a living. And everything that I had betted on in making a living, again, it kind of just like collapsed. So I had to figure out something new. Before I worked in law enforcement, I worked in job developing. I worked as a case manager. I had a lot of skills that I took into probation with me, and I gained a lot of skills working with probation. So I have a lot to offer. I mean, I know a little bit about a lot, and so I decided to kind of pivot into technology. And I'm a program manager, and I work for myself, and I also consult, and I work on different projects for different companies. So that's how I kind of sustain myself now. I work remotely, and I'm able to take care of myself, and I'm able to take care of the things that are important to me. And the issue with a lot of people being able to leave is actually finding a job that could sustain their living outside of the U.S. and even in the U.S. If you decided that you didn't want to leave, you want to be able to have a job that's going to sustain you. I took a lot of courses online. Actually, I took all my courses online. There was no other place to take them other than taking them online. And I set up a plan for me on how I was going to kind of start something new, and not necessarily new, but start something else that wasn't so familiar to me. I mean, I've always worked as an entrepreneur my entire life, even with having a career, but actually depending on myself and my own my own ability to take care of myself was something that I really had to kind of trust myself to believe when I first moved. So, I mean, and I had a lot of people saying that I would fail, had a lot of people saying that I would go back to the States, I had a lot of people just really praying against my downfall. And I just kept believing in myself, because the reality is, if you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you, So I kind of had to really just continue to work hard for myself quietly, because sometimes when you tell people what your plans are, they try to make it their plan to destroy your plan. So I kind of just don't say much and kind of float under the radar so I can get what I need done without distraction from other people trying to, distract me or take away with what my ideas of success are. So that's kind of important. I did want to share that I did a couple of classes with Coursera. I did a couple of classes. Actually, I did a nano degree program with Udacity, and I am going to make a completely different video with that, so I can give you guys some strategies and tools in case you guys are interested in that. I did digital marketing with Udacity, and I thought it was awesome. But there's some pros and cons that I want to share. So again, that's going to be a different video, but I definitely recommend those of you who are looking to kind of move away and you want to be able to sustain your lifestyle, I highly recommend that you transition into technology. It is something that was very foreign to me. 15 years ago, that wasn't even a thing. At least for regular people, it wasn't a thing. So kind of getting into something that wasn't available to my generation was really exciting for me, and learning and exploring what my avenues were was amazing. I really enjoyed digital marketing a lot. I've learned so much when it comes to support and data and analytics and so much, and SEO, and I've learned so much. So I do consulting as well. I think I said that already. I do consulting, and I think I'll do that in a different video too, and share the companies that consult with me. They actually pay me to share my ideas and my opinions, and that is amazing. Sometimes you don't even think that opportunities are in front of you, but they are. They're just waiting for you to kind of take hold of that. Another thing that I did to kind of sustain myself is I created my own table. Sometimes it's exhausting to always ask someone else for help, or ask someone else to kind of support you or to help you. But when you can kind of create your own rules and create your own table, no one can take it from you. Even if you fail, I failed when I started Pickup Maids. I completely failed. And it wasn't because I didn't try hard enough. It wasn't because I wasn't good enough. It wasn't because I didn't have a good product, or I didn't have good staff, or I didn't have a plan, or I had everything. And it just wasn't the time. And, I was really devastated when I lost my company, not because of me, but I was devastated because of my staff that depended on me, my staff that worked so hard. And I told them, I said, listen, it's not over for us, and we are still a family. So I made it my business to try my best to keep my word. It was my incentive for them was to not only get paid a beyond living wage, was that I would take my staff every year on a paid vacation. And that was important to me because a lot of times, we want vacations, but we can't afford them. So I wanted to give my staff that luxury of actually having an important job, and being proud of that and celebrating them and all of their work. So it's something that I'm still going to do for my staff, because even though they've moved on to different roles and different pathways, in my mind, they're still my staff and they're still my family. So I'm going to try my best to continue to support them in areas that they may need support in. So I am the kind of boss that I wish that I had when I was younger. I wish that someone poured into me. I wish someone had gave me those opportunities to grow beyond just working for someone or in something, but to grow personally and to develop into something that you're so proud of. So I take pride in that, to be honest. So yeah, I've morphed into something that I didn't even know was possible. I also did coaching with some of my clients, and with personal development, and to grow as a woman, and to just see past some of the things that sometimes are in our way, and the people that can kind of hinder our success. And I don't mean like, our financial success, but our personal success, and, being as strong and just as healthy as you need to be, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. Because sometimes, you just get wore down, you get tired, and I understand that very well. So again, hopefully that was a little helpful for some of you. I get a lot of questions about, okay, what do I do? How am I sustaining myself? How am I able to take care of myself? This is how. And, I always want to help other people. I always want to give to other people. So, even with my trips, I offer scholarships. And the scholarships is, of course, me just paying for someone to come. But that became really difficult when I didn't know how I was going to take care of myself, and I had to learn that I can't give every part of me away to other people. That's just not going to help me at all. If I'm a dead battery, if I'm empty, how can I pour from an empty cup? Like, how can I do that? So there were some huge lessons in that for me, and just because I can't give to everybody, and to give all of me to every single person doesn't make me bad. And I had to really, really, really understand that and focus on me just helping who I can, and understanding that everybody will have their time, and I don't have to try to save everybody. Like, that's just not realistic, and it's not healthy. So I've learned a lot, and I'm growing a lot, and I am super, super excited for what is ahead for me, what's ahead for you. They asked me, what are you going to do in 3 to 5 years? You know what? I don't know. But today I'm enjoying life, and today I know that tomorrow will be amazing. So I don't worry about 3 years from now. I don't worry about 5 years from now, to be honest. I worry about today, and me being the absolute best that I can be for me today, and for those that matter to me. That's what I want. I want to be the strongest person that I can be for me today, so I could be the strongest woman that they need for them tomorrow. So again, I hope that was helpful, and I will see you guys next Thursday. Take care.